I'm 5'9", dress size 16, hair black, eyes brown, bust size 42. My waist is a 35 and my hips are 48. I'm a plus-size model. This is what it says. Oh, I got a little whistle there. I like. So far, so good. Wait until you see the photo I got up next. I am a plus-size model. This is what it reads on my composite card. A composite card is basically a card that showcases all my photos as a model and also mentions my measurements, which I read to you guys earlier. This is what I take to castings and auditions. And when I take these to the auditions, I give it to a potential client that might be my boss, who might hire me for a campaign or an editorial spread. So I go there just kind of like I am in front of you guys, but usually there's about 3 to 10 people in the room. And I stand there, waiting to be judged. They tell me whether I'm good enough. Well, okay, let's be honest. I don't just stand there. I try to look as fabulous as possible, and I just kind of like, you know, stomach tucked in, butt up tight, and just everything put together. And I'm wearing my Spanx, and I'm trying to look as confident as possible. Come on, ladies. Guys, there's a lot of ladies up in here that are wearing Spanx. Yes, you know what Spanx are. You know what Spanx are. I'm wearing my light one tonight, but really, no, I am. It helps women make sure that nothing is hanging out. You gotta look tight and curvy. I might be a plus-size model, but I can't let everything hang out, right? So I go in there and I say, my name is Sunday, like the day of the week, Sunday Omony. And they ask me sometimes how much I weigh, and they ask me, tell us a little bit about yourself. Sometimes they don't even ask me anything, and they just say, thanks for coming, Miss Omony. Next, who's the next model? That's it. I have to go there as confident as possible. And every time I attend a casting, I am going in there saying, Lord Jesus, please let this client think that I'm good enough. Because I'm a full-time model and this is what I depend on. This is how I survive. But let me tell you something. The confidence that I have now attending castings and auditions is not the confidence I used to have. When you look at this photo of me, you know, I'm letting it all out. This is for a France-based magazine, and my agency said, you know, they want to focus on body image, and the interviews focused on that topic as well. So we want to do something different. And they wanted me to just go all out and just, you know, I was like, oh my God, what's my African people going to think about this? What are they going to think? But you know what? I realized that it was something important. Let me tell you, I'm a size 16 now. But when I was a size 4 model and I first started out, I couldn't do this. I was totally insecure in myself. Yes. So let me take you a little further to where I began. See, I look all happy there. You know, this is when I'm eating and stuff. You know, things are all good. You know, good photo shoots. You know, life is good. I love this photo, actually. And, you know, I'm grateful, too, to the people that support me. It's not easy to be a colored woman and plus size. Really. When you're a black woman and you're also plus size, sometimes people think it's a stereotype. You guys are already big. Come on. You know, it's nothing special. But when you're a white woman, like my white model friends, it's much easier for them in this industry than it is for myself. And I'll tell you guys how it is that I've managed to continue to stay in this industry and how I found myself. Because I was getting lost along the way when I was 16, and I was headed for self-destruction. So these are some good things. Now I remember this shot right here. You know, this is the first time I ever did a shoot. This is for a boutique here in Calgary. I did a shoot with male models. And I was told, as soon as I got there, they said, okay, Sunday, you're gonna go lay down and we're gonna bring the cat. You see the cat in there too. You know, we're gonna bring the cat, and guys, just go next to Sunday. And I'm like thinking to myself, oh geez, you know, I'm scared. I'm really scared, but you know, in front of a client, you can't show that fear. I'm there, I'm present. I have to be looking as confident as possible. And this is me as a plus-size girl, you know, and it really pulled off. This is one of the images that's currently in my portfolio. Still good times, good times. I remember eating at that shoot. Everything is good. Everything is all right. This is another photo of mine that I like. This was in 2011. It was for Vogue Italia, Vogue Curvy. Imagine, I'm a size 16 there, and I'm getting the opportunities. Things are going well for me, but it wasn't always like that. You look at that photo, I'm healthy. I'm very healthy there. It was a good shoot, and at the same time, Vogue Italia is interested in doing an interview and a feature on me. A girl from Calgary, Alberta. I'm from Uganda. You know, I came here, this is where I've lived all these years, and I'm like, Calgary, Alberta, Cowtown, Vogue Italia? An editor at Vogue Italia is stalking me on Facebook and on Twitter, wanting me to send some images, wanting to do an interview with me. It's amazing, guys. It's really amazing how it took me to go through a lot to be where I am today. Now I'm going to take you to where it all began. This is me. Yes, it's me, it's really me. I was 18 years old, and I'm holding a sign that says Mentors Wanted. This is actually my first modeling gig. Oh, it was awesome. I got paid, I attended book signings, I felt like a star. But if you look at me there and you look at me now, that's a girl that's hungry. Very hungry. Someone's laughing, but girl, I was hungry. Yes, I was. And I was very miserable too. You know, all I would drink was an Ensure in the morning and have some lettuce and sometimes some chicken. This is where it all started for me. I didn't start off being a plus-size model. I started off as a straight-size model, as you can see right there. I'm being given the title as a mentor in this book, as a person that's an advocate for youth empowerment. I wasn't. I was there just to model. I wasn't a mentor. I didn't even use those words. You know, my agency contacted me and said, you know what, there's an agency here in Calgary that's looking for diverse models to be in their book called All Kids Have Dreams. And they're focusing on immigrant youth in the greater Forest Lawn area. And Sunday, since you went to school and also lived around Forest Lawn in the Pembroke area, they're interested in you, not only for you to be a model for them, but they want you to write in the book. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And they wanted me to write about my experience as an immigrant and my journey to be where I am today, and how I was able to assimilate and adapt to this new culture. I was fine with that. But guys, I'm telling you, I was unhappy, very unhappy. I was just there for the gig. I was there to get paid. At the time when I started out, of course, I was young. You know, I wanted just to make my money, hang out with my new model friends, go shopping, and get free stuff. You know, you get a lot of free stuff when you're a model. After the shows, you know, you get to keep the dress. That's what I was looking for. It was all about me. I'm telling you, this is not the kind of girl that you want your daughters to hang out with. I was starving myself, barely ate. I was headed for the wrong path. And that's because I really wanted to succeed in this industry. I didn't want to let my agency down. So much was invested in me. And I was the only black girl on the roster, so I was that token black girl, right? Yeah, you know, you want to represent, right? So I really didn't want to also let down the woman that scouted me when I was 16 years old at a career fair. And she said to me, "You have a unique skin color." No, really, come on, guys. My skin's unique. It's nice and soft and dark, you know. It's not regular black. It's kind of different, right? And she said, "You have a unique skin color. We don't have someone that looks like you on our roster. Do you think you can just give me a call and I can help you out with your portfolio and I'll guide you in this industry?" I've never heard someone say, and she said I had a unique look. I've never heard someone say that to me. And I felt that there was some sort of truth in that. For a woman, when there's so many other beautiful kids in my high school, to be present in this career fair, she sees something within me. So I took her card, I went home and I told my parents, I was like, "Mommy, Daddy, this woman came to our school and she told me that I had a great look and I could be a model." And my parents were like, "Sunday, take that out of your mind. You know, who's this woman coming to your school and saying this to you? Focus on your education. My mom took the card, she ripped it up and threw it in the garbage. Oh, I was determined. They went to bed. I took that business card out, put it together, and I've never been to downtown Calgary before. After school, I told my girlfriend, I was like, I brought a change of clothes. We're gonna go meet that woman. How do we get to 17th Avenue Southwest? I've never been to the train station before. How do we get there? And I changed my clothes, skipped my class. I headed over to meet that chick because I wanted to see if I had an opportunity. I wanted to see what she saw in me. I went, everything worked out great. She said, "You're perfect. Your measurements are awesome, Sunday. So continue to live a healthy lifestyle. Keep working out. You got to maintain this." And as time went on, guys, you know, I was 16 years old. My body's developing. I'm growing. I started to put on weight. And as I began to put on weight, I started to feel like a failure. Come on, you know, you can't be a size 8 straight size model. That doesn't work. I was starving myself, dieting constantly. I wanted to be perfect. I was pushing myself. And it was unachievable. You know, I'm being given titles as a mentor. I'm going to book signings. People in my community are looking up to me. Really? When I'm so insecure? When I don't love myself? When I'm starving myself and wanting to belong and wanting acceptance? I'm not a role model. I'm not a role model. I wasn't at that time. And it was really interesting. The young girls that would come up to me and really looked up to me. And I felt like I was fooling myself, and I've been given these titles that I didn't choose to have. And I told my agency, I no longer want to be involved in this. I don't. I can't. I'm killing myself softly. I really am, and that's where I was headed. That's the path that I was headed towards. And, you know, to my surprise, she said to me, "Sunday, you know what? There's other options for you. Have you ever considered being a commercial model? Perhaps a plus-size model?" I didn't know at the time there were other options for me. I didn't, because she never talked to me about that. The only option was to be a straight-size model, and I had to maintain my size 4, size 2 frame, as you see here. As time went on, I was invited to go out and speak, and I had an opportunity to meet a lot of girls that were very beautiful and would come up to me and complain about how unattractive they thought they were, or how fat they thought they were. And I was very confused, and I was thinking to myself, should I tell them that I'm also having those same issues? That I'm actually insecure, and that just because I'm given this title and I'm a model, I actually don't love myself the way it appears? I actually don't. So this is the book, All Kids Have Dreams, and that was really the first time in my life that I felt I have other options. I didn't know that being a model, I could have a voice. See, with this book, I had an opportunity to have a voice. I thought all I had to do was just write in this book and model for them and get paid, and that's it, and go. But other opportunities came from that. I had an opportunity to go to school, speak to teens about positive body image. Can you imagine that? A girl that's starving herself, insecure, is talking to other people, and your girls and your daughters about positive body image. And I look sickly. So next slide. I decided, you know what? This industry is not for me. I have a voice here. There's people in the community that feel like I can actually speak on issues that affect them. I can be a spokesperson. I don't have to be a model anymore. I could just be myself, my voice matters more, and I'll still get paid. I mean, I don't have to try that hard. I was always passionate about empowering young people, although I was struggling within myself. And it all came to one moment when I was at home and I was doing my yoga, because that's how they told me I had to maintain myself and keep all fit and tight. And I just thought, this is ridiculous. And I called, it truly was. Because I was doing it every single day. You know, it's so boring. So boring. I swear to God. This this is ridiculous. I'm like, I'm an African girl, like, I'm starving myself, like my white model girlfriends, like, this is not right. I come from a community where we embrace hips and curves, you know? Where we love women that have shape and body. When I was in Uganda in 2008, I was walking in the market, and men were checking me out. People thought I was successful. People thought I was eating well. They thought I was happy. They thought I was confident. And it's interesting, when I go to a grocery store here in Calgary, I'm not getting that. Come on, you guys know when I walked out, some of you were like, oh geez, she needs to hit the gym. Oh, what's Miss Piggy gonna tell us now? In this culture, people value thinness. In my culture over here, being Ugandan and coming from that community, we see beauty differently. Very differently. And I'm a part of both these cultures. So it was really interesting to really find out, who am I and who do I want to be? Why am I starving myself when in my community no one is putting pressure on me to lose weight? They're looking at me like I'm attractive. Can you imagine? I look like this, they're like, oh, you look good, you look healthy. I go to my white friends and they're like, Sunday, you've put on a lot of weight. And this is what we talk about all the time. Like, Sunday, you've really changed, you know, you look a lot differently. But with my black girlfriends that are curvy like me, they're like, girl, you know I look good. We get our hair done, we feel good about ourselves. We do. We feel good about ourselves. We really do. My mom is a curvy woman. I've never heard my mom use the term diet. I've never heard her say that. I've never heard my aunts talk about that, ever. I only hear about this in the media. Guys, that's why I think that positive body image is really important. It is. And we're constantly reminded about our bodies, constantly. Be it the media, our peers, our family. They can also contribute by not supporting positive body image and making us feel like we have to look within ourselves and maybe change something about ourselves. And images are so important because growing up, the images I saw in magazines really affected how I felt about myself. I remember one model told me one time at a casting, she said, nothing tastes better than being skinny. And I said, what does that mean? And she walked away. Yeah, she doesn't eat any of the food there. She brings her carrot sticks and spinach and her cucumber. And she's like, no, really, nothing tastes better than being skinny. And I was like, what do you mean by that, Jessica? Like, what do you mean? She's like, if you want to be smaller, you can do it. You're just not trying hard enough. And I thought, wow, you know, she's making a great point. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. But then I realized she only lasted so long in the industry herself because she was starving herself. And over time, she couldn't maintain that frame, and slowly her agency dropped her. So, you know, it's really interesting, the type of people I met in the industry and the girls that I was having around me, which encouraged me to look at myself and compare myself. I mean, as a model, you take time and you look at other people and you compare yourself all the time. But accepting yourself is very important. Aside from modeling, I enjoy giving back to the community. I do, I really do. And I love the young girls that I meet all the time. As you can see here, I was doing a presentation, being involved in a body image project that these young girls were doing. It was truly a positive experience. It was, and I continue to do that. I'm more than just an immigrant and a model. I choose to define myself, and it's up to you to define who you are.